do you not get liquid all over your beard? Like, I had a beard for like a few days.
Do you miss your mouth when you drank, or?
It's like...
We're the Mediocre Gamers.
Mediocre.
I'm Brad. Wait, I'm Travis. That's Brad.
I'm Brad.
This is Kyle. Right there. We have the Kyle cam set up today. Yeah. Kyle, what's so special about you? Why did we bring you on?
Kyle, why are we here?
Why are we here?
I own a store.
Where are we, actually?
War and Pieces in Lancaster.
What is War and Pieces in Lancaster?
Tabletop game store that does like D&D. Warhammer and stuff like that.
Now,
where in Lancaster?
Yes, where in Lancaster are we?
We're like half a block from the giant statue that I'm not sure what it is of.
From the Central Square.
Yeah.
We're in Central Market Mall. I got you covered.
Yeah.
We're in Central Market Mall.
We're right off of King Street.
On one side you have
Prince, King, Queen.
We're surrounded by all royalty here.
A block past the police station.
Yeah.
By Hager Lot, by Prince Street Garage.
Yeah. So if you have any interest in Warhammer, if you have any interest in D&D, Pathfinder, Munchkin, some Magic actually, which we played a little bit earlier and taught Brad how to play, you can do that here.
I'm a professional now. I'm ranked number 2 in the world.
If you rank just Brad back in the world.
No, I did a survey. I was number 1, actually.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Cool. Feels good to be number 1. It was actually Kyle was the only one who voted.
Kyle, yes. I was number 1 in the store for about 20 seconds.
Yeah. So, we're here because we want to talk about gaming and maybe things that aren't always video games and aren't always just about like reviews and like what's coming out. We want to talk about like getting into maybe the business of it a little bit. So, we're going to have the owner of Complete Box, who's had a business for almost 3 years now, and what that was like opening it. But, Kyle, how long has War and Pieces been open?
Like 3 months.
So, very new yet. So, we wanted to talk to someone who's still has that lust for life after opening a business. We wanted to like just kind of get a couple questions with him, talk to him for a little bit, and just kind of see what it's like opening up a business.
Yes.
So I'll let out of Brad and I'm more of the tabletop / card game kind of guy as far as this goes. So I'm actually going to let Brad ask a couple questions because I know he'll kind of go more into probably more the business aspect of the way this works.
Sure. Yes. So Kyle, let's put you on the spot here.
Can we actually can we get like a profile? Your age?
I'm 22.
Your star sign?
October 7th. What's that?
It's a Gemini.
Right,
I don't know.
It could be Pisces.
Pisces?
I'm a Pisces.
Libra.
I don't think
you're
a Pisces.
Libra.
All right, Libra. Whatever. He's a Libra. Like,
I'm a Virgo.
He's also married, so it's whatever. Go ahead. That's all. That's all we need. We need to get a profile on the man first, and we obviously have all of the information we need.
Yes.
Okay.
Kyle. Why?
Why did you open up
a store?
I wanted to create a space for... In high school, I was a terrible loser and, just kind of hung out by myself a lot. I wanted to create a space for people to be able to go and do weird things that other people find not normal.
So are you saying that everybody that shops here is a loser?
No, I mean, here's the thing. We work at a video game store that specializes in, like, retro stuff, so obviously... especially after the expansion, like with the arcade cats and stuff like that, we understand that, like, totally. Like, when you deal with that, it's nice to I'm in like card games and like RPG, like tabletop RPG stuff. Like, obviously, a lot of people are like, "Wow, you're cool," I guess, and you never see that person again in your life. Yeah. It's a bunch of people like-minded who like, "Oh man, I don't have anybody to hang out with now." They have lots of people to hang out with who have similar interests. Yeah. And I think it probably helps being like right in the heart of Lancaster too.
There's a surprising amount of gamers here.
Yeah. And I feel like there's probably some who maybe you've been stopping by just even through Central Market Mall quickly who might have probably even stopped by just to be like, oh, what's this? So that's really cool.
Yeah. How'd you come about this location when you were looking? Were you looking in the city, outside the city? Were you looking everywhere?
We had about 3 locations in mind, and someone bought the other 2.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that limits yourself.
yeah,
Were they all in Lancaster?
2 in Lancaster, 1 in Millersville. Do you know where the weird subway is? And there used to be like a huge space empty beside it.
Yes, actually.
Yeah, we wanted that originally because it's like 5,000 square feet and has like 40 parking spaces. But
Yeah.
there's like a consignment shop there or something
Now, the cool thing about your store is, and I just want to talk a little about this, you have competition out there, but you don't at the same time. I mean, in the area, there are other game stores, but they tend to facilitate like official, like they get more into like having like ranked tournaments, stuff like that. But at the same time, they're not really competition for you because you opened up. You're casual is what you like here. You know, it's about having fun. Tolerance is like is big in the store, which I assume that probably went along with you being like, oh, I want somewhere where I can go and have similar interests. Correct? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're a very casual atmosphere. We don't have a lot of. Well, we do have power players, but when they come in, they don't want to make all of the new players cry just with their turn 0 wins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, which I think, and I've actually noticed. I've played a different story. It brings in a different crowd, but I think what I actually kind of prefer. I can sit down. Like I've also noticed that with the casual players, like you'll find more people like, hey, I don't know you. What's your name? Hey, let's play a game. Like which is awesome.
Yeah, it's a very friendly atmosphere.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of wants to talk to you.
Yeah, which is really good, especially for a store like this because I mean all of these games they're forcing you to come in human contact with people, so it's good to have friendly people in that environment. Let's let Brad ask when he
War
has
and Pieces, we make friends.
War and Pieces, a friendly environment.
With little war, with war in hand, with cards and figures, but friends behind the cards and figures.
Yes. It's mostly pieces.
There you go.
Where we don't play
I give you I give you permission to use that slogan.
Yeah, never. If this store started having like Monopoly tournaments, then no one would ever have friends again. And families would fall apart. And
Yes.
like that. Monopoly's banned in
That's
my
our
household.
ultimate goal.
I don't know if you were there. I think we were playing with Trevor. I think Monopoly and Munchkin are kind of banned in my household because I'm not nice when I play games like that.
Yes.
So yeah.
We're playing Monopoly with Joey, the other owner.
Is he ruthless?
Yeah, he refuses trades.
Oh yeah. Or I'll go out of
wow.
trades. Like here's the thing: I'll screw one person over one turn, and then just screw them over the next turn. Like I don't screw somebody else over with them next turn. I'm not. I don't care if I win or not. I just care if everyone else is miserable by the time the game's over, which is not a good way to play.
So, in your store, you have multiple owners. Do they each have their own type of specialty? Does one, what's your area? What games do you prefer in the store over the other? Not over the other, but what do you like to play, I guess?
I guess each owner has like their own thing. Like we have owners that like Magic, owners that despise Magic and only like Dungeons and Dragons, owners that we have an owner for everything. I pretty much go more towards wargaming, but also kind of into Magic a little bit whenever.
Wargaming being things like Warhammer 40K, where you see those awesome like terrain setups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dudes measuring things.
Now,
I
and,
make all that giant terrain and stuff.
Maybe we have to get a shot of later just to
Maybe.
post with it because.
But
yeah.
here's my next question. In a minute, can you explain to me what that is and what that entails?
Warhammer or
Yes,
Warhammer?
Warhammer, yes. And
I
how it encompasses the terrain and everything like that.
It's a sci-fi miniatures game. You pick a little race from the future, and then you just beat other people's armies to death by measuring and shooting and grenades.
The way I've
missiles and
always
stuff.
thought about it was take setting up model trains, right? And then take away the trains. Or don't. Maybe you can somehow have the trains in it. And then just put a bunch of soldiers, whether they be orc boys or space marines or anything you want, and then fight them against each other on that train. You don't have to have that train.
Like
but
the
immediately
generals
cooler.
in movies with their little pusher sticks.
So it's exactly like that.
Yeah,
A little cooler,
it
but
is.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is literally measuring out things like you can only choose things in your line of sight. So you have something that you can see. Like I was actually watching the other day. It was like across the map, right? They were like seriously had this I this stick just going the whole way across the map, like coming this far away from edges and things like that, just to make sure it was in sight. And I was just like, this is I could do it, but like I've discussed, it's basically I can play Magic or Warhammer or play both and never have money again. So, yeah,
I feel like that would be the exact type of game that I would want.
that
Because,
actually does
I
seem
would
more up
also,
your
I
alley.
would still build my trains around that and have that part of the terrain.
Do you want to play Warhammer later?
I think he's going to try to sell me on Warhammer here. I don't know if I'm ready for that type of commitment yet. I recently got married, so, I don't know if I can enter another marriage that quickly. No, don't congratulate me. I know he did.
Okay, that's actually a good question. I obviously I'm kind of asking questions to answer. I already know, but Brad might not know them. The viewers won't know them. What was it like for you getting married and really opening up a store pretty much all at the same time?
Well, Colleen was kind of awesome with the whole marriage thing. She let us forego the entire ceremony in order to put money into the store.
Which that is pretty awesome.
It was it was a good choice for me, not for her. She should have went with the wedding, but I mean, letting me have the game store was pretty awesome.
And of course, she enjoys the game store too.
Oh yeah, she likes them.
Do you have any other nice questions, Brad?
I can't think of any right now. I'm not really
Okay.
good at this. I will. I'm trying here.
Wizards, the people who manufacture Magic cards aside, what has it been like getting into contact and like acquiring like the distribution for your, like just getting the product really?
It's half and half. We have a lot of distributors that kind of just like to not answer you or not send you stock and then be like, surprise, we were out of it. But then we have half like really good distributors who will
So
send
you
like,
go through
stuff.
multiple avenues to get everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have quite a few lined up. We have backups and backups and backups.
And again, I Magic always kind of takes over wherever it goes near. But what game have you noticed like? Is there almost like a store favorite game that seems to like get played more than anything else, or is it a pretty fair rotation?
Pretty much Magic, Warhammer 40k, and Dungeons and Dragons. They've been, I guess, the big three for a while, and they still
They're really the big three of their types. I mean, you have Magic, which is a card game. You have Warhammer, which is like an actual like tabletop miniature game, and then you have Dungeons and Dragons, which you can use miniatures for. But
it's an
really,
RPG.
it's an RPG. You can really just play out of the blow. Yeah. So those are the big three. So I mean, it would make sense it does take over. Anything like newer games that you've seen come out like that you've been into?
We've been having a lot of like local game designers come in, and people have been really liking the games they bring.
Which is awesome. I mean, Lancaster's. I mean, not even just the city, the county itself really loves like local business and things like that. Like, and I really notice like like I said in this county, like businesses really like working together.
Yeah.
So I mean that would make sense, which is really awesome that you've seen. So have you seen like card games, miniature games, kind of everything?
Mostly card games. We do
They're probably
have
not easiest, but they're probably someone
They
can
don't
print them and
require-
make them.
yeah.
They don't require
metal
like,
or plastic.
which is
We do get a lot of little miniatures games from a company called Iron Ivan, and they pretty much just make the books, then you use your own miniatures. But they have like tank fighting games and zombie survival games and all kinds of things like that.
Well, there's a nice benefit to that. Warhammer miniatures can be expensive. I mean, flat out, that's not it. It's a great game, but I mean,
Yeah, they are.
so it's actually nice that because I mean, it really you use coins or something like that to represent it. So that's actually a nice thing. Like someone can
We're
play.
actually hoping to work with a company in the area shortly that makes a cardstock, like papercraft based mech fighting miniatures game, which would be awesome
We're in the
and
Pacific
not
Rim shirt
super
today.
expensive.
Yeah, I have a thing for giant mech stuff. So
Yes, you do.
yeah. That's exciting to me.
As a group, you have multiple owners. It's only been 3 months, but do you have a end goal in mind that you would like to, like what you would like your store to become? If at anything else more than what it is already now, or are you guys very happy at where you are? Would you like to expand
would like
more?
this just slightly bigger. We want to eventually expand into the spot next to us. We're looking at getting into a little bit of manufacturing by the end of the summer and fall. and we're looking to possibly become a distributor ourselves by fall winter. So a lot of fun things like that.
Yeah. That sounds like fun.
How? I'm trying to figure out like the word is. What benefits would you say? Basically, you've more gone into, instead of just being like, I own this, I'm going to hire people. You've kind of basically made it that you just have currently like really like 4 part owners right now who each put time into the store. What benefits would you say you see going with that instead of being like, okay, I have this, but I'm going to just hire, like basically just having employees?
Finding the right people that are willing to invest, because like a lot of the owners got in past the whole terrible starting a business, you have tons of debt, got rid of that right away. But you just find a little more passion than people who just do it for like minimum wage paychecks.
Like,
Which is
oh,
all we can afford.
this is my job. Yeah, I work there. It's more of like, yes, this is like, and I really think that this is my store. Which, when someone can say that, I feel like that probably does make them feel a little more passionate about
Everyone
it.
who wants to build the community and they're not just in it for money.
It's a definite lifestyle. Instead, I mean, you know, you're not thinking about just going to work. You're thinking about, oh, I need to do this for the store. You're thinking a lot farther in advance.
Yeah.
Which is stressful, but
rewarding in the community that we've built.
yeah.
Now, before I worked at Complete Bucks, I worked at another local store. And before I worked there, I worked at GameStop. I'm like 90% burnt out on video games. I play like either like I will buy like one brand new game a year that's like coming out, and I'll pick up like retro stuff for nostalgia. But like my actual playing has plummeted. And I mean, really, I hear people talk about video games all day. I see video games all day. 9-hour shifts. I get over it, you know. And honestly, when I do play, it's a lot of times just at the store because I want to try something out. Have you noticed that with yourself yet at all?
Yeah, that happened for like the first month or two, and it kind of is just part of the life cycle for most of our owners. Like the first month or two, you like games a lot less, and then it kind of rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, something similar.
But yeah, I had like a month where I couldn't play Magic, but now I'm like super into it again.
Yeah,
and same thing with Warhammer. I was just like, ooh, I don't really want to play with minis again, but then now I'm playing with them again.
I almost went into like I started playing like first-person shooters, almost like more casual stuff than I was playing before. Like just like not thinking like story stuff, like, and now I'm like actually slowly getting back. Like, oh, I want to play JRPGs. I want to play, you know, like you know this and that. Like, yeah, because I mean, people come in and be like, oh my god, you do this. Same thing actually happened with comic books when we first started carrying them. Brad and I were the two who run the comic books like part of the store. People come in and relentlessly talk about like these story arcs, stuff like that. And like I just go wide-eyed. I'm like, I know what they're talking about, but they're dumping so much information on me. And now honestly, all I do is both of us really do is read comics.
I mean, for me, mine was more. I was always very casual with gaming before I started, and now I don't want to touch them at all. And I'll play games by myself. I play indie stuff online and on the computer.
He's beating around the bush. He plays almost exclusively simulation games, like
Euro
Truck.
Oh, that's right.
No, like Euro Truck Simulator, Farm Simulator. Like
that has always been part of my lifestyle that I've played those. I mean, I had Roller Coaster Tycoon when that came out, and I've had every single edition of Roller Coaster Tycoon as it's progressed.
All of the Goat Simulator and things like that. The stupid games.
You know what?
My
favorite that I can't get a hold of is Zoo Tycoon. The first one with the expansions, which was both the T-Rex and the Aquarium expansion. It's very hard to come
I have
by.
Copies of that.
Uh-oh.
And you know what I don't play right now? Zoo Tycoon. I will find those for you.
Oh man, there we go. But yeah, I've been playing a lot more indie stuff. And comic wise, that is true. You get burnout on hearing the same stories over and over again. And especially for older stuff, when you get people coming in talking about that, you know, we are younger. I'm sorry if I haven't read every single issue of.
Yeah, I get people talking about like 60s stuff, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, I've heard about the arc and stuff like that, but I mean.
And especially more current stuff. I mean, everything's overlapping now, so it's really difficult to keep
Especially
up on.
with comics, there's like tons of different canons that have switched in and out of existence.
Yeah, for me, I try to limit myself on what I'm reading. I read 3 or 4 stories at a time, so I'm not overloading myself with money and time.
Now, but I have kind of a part 2 to the question. Working I guess it started with CID. I had done the other jobs for like a year each, so it was like 2 years of dealing with video games. I started going towards board and card games because I was like, I don't want to play video games, but I also want to waste my time in other ways that are fun and awesome. And then that's when I actually ended up picking up Magic and things like that. Have you noticed yourself playing more video games since the store opened?
Yeah, I just picked up the Final Fantasy X 10-2 remake.
I'm not allowed to have that until my semester's done.
Oh, yeah.
Because I dumped close to, I don't know, it was 200 or 300 hours into the first one. So this is the whole thing where when the semester's over, I will be on that train. But yeah, I noticed, and I even seen like a lot of times like people who either have video game stores will then start going towards like physical, whether it be something like Magic or just like a board game, and the other way around, like, you know.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Game Boy too. I just picked up like a DS and like a stack of weird games like Yu-Gi-Oh! Dungeon Dice Monsters.
I played that actually pretty fun. Yeah.
Took me a while to get back into it because
It's actually a physical
game
game of that,
and
too.
there's no tutorial in the game, so it was kind of.
Oh. Maybe take to YouTube a bit. Yeah. Do you have any more business questions more related, Brad?
Kyle?
So professional.
Yes. I don't know. I don't really have any. I like the store. I mean, every time I walk in, it's a breath of fresh air, I think. It's a very nice store. Yes.
Oh, which is absolutely lovely. I love the lighting in here right now.
Yes.
I love casting from CIV, but the sun is always just shining directly into the window, and we just glow the whole time. But like this, you think we glow, but it's actually just like a really nice.
It's a very nice
and well lit.
skylight.
The colors
I
are very
like it.
vibrant. We like this.
It's very urban feeling in here, and I love it.
And it actually, you know what it actually kind of reminds me of? Like just like the sun and everything. Have you been to the Pillar in Lancaster, the hookah bar?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, which one? There's the one in this building, and then there's.
I've been to that one, the Arabian Nights.
Okay, yeah. There's one called the Pillar, where there's two of them. One feels like going to your friend's basement, and the other one feels more like going to like coffee shop-ish. I feel like that's like, you know, you have like nice decorations up, stuff like that. I feel like you kind of want more for that. I feel like it's kind of a trade in Lancaster City.
Yeah.
Like really, like they'll have, you know, you have like stuff like hookah bars, stuff like that, but they'll be decorated very tastefully and nicely.
Yeah. There we go. Who was in charge of decorating?
I was.
Yeah.
I decorated.
There you go.
Well, at least this room and the other rooms, pretty much. Yeah.
Where did you get all of your posters?
Yeah.
A lot of them are donated from people.
Donations
we
are the
pretty
way to
much
go.
were like, hey, can we have posters? And
That's
people
honestly
came in.
how we got a lot of ours. I mean, well, we had someone who her mom worked for Nintendo, and she also collected Nintendo memorabilia. Yeah, that's how we got our decorations as well. Yeah, still sick. Sick. We updated saying I was sick and we didn't do a podcast. I'm still sick. So
It's all right.
yeah, obviously not contagious because this has been going on for like a week now and no one else has gotten sick, so it's all me. No fun at all. No, here we go. Now he coughs. Well, we're glad you answered all of our lovely questions.
Yes.
We understand that this is not your only job.
Yeah.
If you'd like to go to other work, more than welcome to. We very much appreciate that you've well, I was about to say you stopped by and answered our questions, but I guess
we
we've stopped by and asked you questions.
And we're just going to stay here for a little
Yeah,
bit.
we're going to stay here and give our news for a little bit, I guess.
Would you like someone else? I can wrangle up. There's 2 other owners here right now.
What?
Do you want Tyler?
Yeah, give us 2 more.
Okay.
2 more.
I'll give you
No,
just give us.
let's go one at a time. Let's go interrogation here.
All right.
All right, I like this actually.
All right. Oh, so we're going to talk to.
Now I should point out. Kyle is. They're all part owners. Kyle is kind of what you can consider like a main owner. They vote on everything. They have like a democracy, which is pretty cool. But yeah, come on, yeah, that's all you know.
It's going to help us with our news.
It's a democracy, but it's Kyle's still kind of in charge and can veto things. Whoa, he's actually as tall as us now.
I know,
We had
right?
tiny Kyle over there.
You're still actually a lot taller.
Now we have the Tyler cam. It's not the Kyle cam. It's the Tyler
Everyone
cam.
who works at Complete and Box is a giant. I think they're
Yes.
all like half giant. Like
Actually, Brad's the shortest. And how tall are you?
5'11".
See, and then you have Trevor and I at 6'3", and then you have Spencer at maybe like 6'1".
It's
so.
like ridiculous. It's like you all came down from the Great North.
What I
to sell video games.
yes,
That's really what happened.
when I lack in height, I make up for mass in my beard.
You really do.
Yeah.
It is really impressive.
Thank
Now,
you.
Yeah.
Tyler,
Yes.
you are the latest part owner.
The junior.
Yeah, the junior owner here.
Yes.
Now, we were discussing with Kyle that everybody kind of has their area of expertise. You are the magic guy.
Magic Man.
Magic man.
Ooh,
Not
he's
the
gonna
magic guy.
make it rain.
There you go.
In here.
So, tell me a little bit about what that entails.
Well, I mean, something to note is I used to be a public school teacher, right?
Okay.
For several years. So that makes me uniquely suited to teaching people. Hold on.
I'm sorry about
Hold on.
this.
We're working
I'm
on
just
this.
gonna give you the mic to hold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
There
there we
Can
go.
I drop this at the end?
Just mic dropping out. Please
yeah.
don't. That's an expensive microphone.
Man, I'm never going to get to do that.
You can drop it if you'd like.
Oh, yeah. The guy who didn't pay for the microphone. Yeah, drop it.
Drop it. Go ahead, do it. I dare you.
Yeah, so I have a background in teaching. So basically, I preface with that to say that.
Why did we have you over here when we were teaching him magic?
Wait, okay, wait.
Because that's much less entertaining if it can be, adequately communicated.
What area did you teach?
I taught
Or did you-
English.
You taught English.
Yeah,
all
like
right,
high
all
school
right.
English.
Brad here is actually currently majoring to be a history teacher.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I mean, is there any way that you can just transfer, your certification to me so I don't have to do this anymore?
I'm not actually certified in Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Only in New York, so you'd have to travel to New York.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah,
Just whatever.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
He's out of here.
Okay, so you're a public school teacher, and we're talking about duties in
Duties.
Right, well,
mature podcasts. We don't swear, but we're not.
right, but we do
I
say
never
duty.
said it.
But we do say duty.
So basically, if someone comes in and maybe they're struggling with a concept in Magic, because Magic can actually, on the surface, it's I think a very simple game of back and forth.
You hold it mic so you can drop it.
Yes.
No, you see, why is everybody threatening to drop my expensive microphone? Look at this. It's
Drop it. I
ridiculous.
got $5.
It can be very complex over time, though, and there's always another rule to learn, another thing that's another mechanic, and especially because every year they're coming out with new things that the game can do. So it can be difficult to grasp all of it, and having someone there who can explain it to you in a simple, straightforward,
Not even necessarily simple, more or less just a not magic way of explaining
Right.
it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that is simple, basically,
Yeah.
because Magic has its own sort of currency and language.
That's exactly what I told him. We were teaching Brad. They said, "This is your land. This is currency.
Yeah.
You can spend it once per turn,
Right.
unless it says otherwise.
Yes.
Every card does something unless another card says otherwise. Basically.
Yes, and yes, so you're coming from certain perspectives. Like I'm sure you play games, like you played Dominion, I think, or Catan, or
Yes, I played Settlers.
Okay,
That-
and so in Settlers you have currencies, so
Yes.
you have to like make jumps from one game to another
Yep.
in order for people to understand. Because Magic is in some ways drawing on many traditions, in other ways inspiring those traditions.
I mean, it is not the first collectible card game. I don't think by any means. I'm sure there were some that have any of these, but it is the one that stuck.
It
really.
is. It was developed around I think it's 93 or 94.
Yeah.
Is when it got really.
We figured it's about 20 years old. At this
Yes.
point. Yeah.
So certainly, like when we talk about Dominion, Catan, and all those other games, like in some ways, Magic is. I would actually be curious to find out when those games were published.
Yeah, just to see if
yeah.
it did have influence over
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and certainly when we talk about like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and other trading card games, like obviously they are
Well, I mean,
Magic's children.
I played Pokemon at 1st
Mhm.
which it's funny to see them go like level by level. Like I
Yeah.
play Pokemon, which is very simple. More revolves around coin flips. Really,
Yeah, yeah, which I actually kind of like watching. I don't know how to play it, but I would love to learn.
Oh, yeah,
Just
everybody's
flipping
flipping
all the
coins.
time, yeah.
And then you go to Yu-Gi-Oh,
Yes.
which is much closer to Magic, but still simpler by a lot. And then your trap cards become instants.
Right.
Your Magic cards become sorceries.
Yes.
And then you transfer actually pretty much as soon as basically I had the stack explained to me. That's always a thing that everyone's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what is this?
Right.
After that, if you played Yu-Gi-Oh, really just right into it.
Yeah.
Like very, very easily.
I've noticed when teaching people who played Yu-Gi-Oh before about Magic, like a lot of times I'll start explaining something, they'll be like, "Oh no, that's a Yu-Gi-Oh, I get it."
Yeah.
It's really just the mental parts of Magic where there's information floating,
Yeah.
where you can't see it. It's all happening in the mind, and so that's the part I think that's where the jump is.
We discussed I like to teach with Commander because everything is words. There's just every card generally
Right.
has a block of text in it. So what we were talking to Brad is that when you're playing two players, in Commander, it's a head game. Which,
Yeah.
like I said, maybe don't tap all of your lands, and then maybe just have a land in your hand. Maybe they think you have something. And then when you're playing with more than 2 people, it's politics.
Yeah.
And it becomes you have to kind of work with people, coerce people into doing what you
Which
need
is
them
what
to do.
makes it such a great thing for friends
Yeah,
to do.
it is, and it's considered a casual format. I mean, you have tournaments for it, but and that is kind of why it's really fun. It'll get you, it's not Monopoly level hating each other. But you can get pretty, it can be really satisfying to be beating down one person, though. But then you guys have to fight over it after you got this crazy board state happening. But we're just trying to get a little perspective from everybody here. So is there anything you'd like to add since you've been starting War and Pieces?
First of all, you mentioned the light, which to me is the best thing about this place.
Yes.
There you go.
It's just the sun hits you. It's so. I feel like Birdman in here.
I
Not the
don't
rapper.
think I've been in a
the
game
cartoon.
store before now that wasn't in some way a cave. So to have light,
You have them kind of in little shopping strips, but they're back in a corner,
Yeah.
or you have them where they used to be a gas station.
Yeah.
Or they're like a strip mall where the front will be windows and everyone's painted back there.
Yeah,
They
it goes
always
deep
are
into the
very.
back, yeah.
They're always are very cave-like. It is really nice. It's just like you're getting
It's very
sunlight here.
refreshing.
I mean, there's a couple lights on, but they're really doing nothing for.
No,
this
I mean they're
podcast.
certainly good late in the day, but it's just for me working here, I need natural sunlight. I need to feel like I'm in the world. I need to feel like I'm not, hidden in the back of a cave, playing with my cards the whole time.
Which is nice, and we talked to Kyle about this being a place that's casual and it's about having friends and with people with similar interests, and there usually isn't that guy in the back just shuffling his cards and in the corner, which is a good thing. So I guess now we'll have you pass the mic to Joey,
Joey,
if you'd like to talk.
get
a
on
little
over
bit.
here.
Yeah.
See, I may be the junior member, but I get to order people around as much as I like.
Good. Well, in the mediocre gamers, you're not. Nobody's junior here.
Oh, I'm totally junior.
Everybody can boss.
Look at this baby
everybody around.
face.
Yeah. Ready? Oh, Joey's short too. He's also going to look so tiny next to us.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Thanks, guys.
Oh.
Thanks.
So, we talked to Kyle first, obviously. The kind of the brains.
I don't know who that is.
Oh no.
We don't have a Kyle that works here.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Who did we talk to? Who taught you magic? Wait, didn't he die 3 years ago? No.
Okay, now we're getting dark.
Yeah, so and he's kind of the overseer generally. You're all part owners, and he kind of goes towards the tabletop gaming, wargaming in particular. Tyler is the newest. He kind of focuses within the magic realm. What would you say? He said everybody kind of has their own specialization. What would you say your kind of main specialization is?
I don't really have a main specialization. I'm kind of the jack of all trades.
Okay.
I'm into everything, but I'm not a
Awesome.
master at anything.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
terrible at pretty much everything, and
But you have some knowledge with
Oh, yeah.
So if somebody has a question,
Yeah.
pretty much about any game.
I've played Magic Judge a few unofficially a few times.
which is no problem.
Sounds like
I mean, no, it's okay.
Well, depends.
I like settling, these arguments and then crushing someone's ego about what they're, about things that they're about to do that are slightly illegal in the game's rules, and then I go, nope, can't do that.
I like that. I would pretty much accurately describe my personality in the store. I mean, I know a little bit, and then I have to
Mr. No Fun.
Mr. No Fun. Yeah, I'm terrible.
Actually, I'd say you're more the comic person. I'm probably the person who floats really back and forth.
I mean, I know.
Yeah, well, we both float,
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean,
I've also been sort of described as the security guy or the bouncer. Because I've probably been the one guy that's thrown out more people than anybody else.
That's me at our store.
I mean, it helps that I'm a short, angry Italian man,
Oh, yeah,
so they
I'll
get
do it.
I
scared.
think I'm just big enough that I can be like, no, you need to.
That helps too, being. twice your size.
Sometimes people get, I think, saved for me to
Okay.
come in.
Yeah.
I guess I could talk about it because I know he's not watching. But there was a gentleman who came in. I'm not going to name names, honestly, because I don't even know it. Who was doing something funny to get cash from us. It was, but in a way that was kind of stealing from his family, stuff like that. We figured that out, and we knew it was happening, but they kind of let it go until the next day until I was there. And he walked up and I just said, I'm not taking this stuff. He looked at me, he's like, what? I said, I know what you're doing. We've caught on. I can trade this stuff in for you, but you need to stop coming in here now. And he was just like, what? I said, are you gonna deny? He's like, no. And he left. But yeah, so I understand that. There's always that one person who will willingly, well, not willingly or doesn't really like it, but who ends up being that guy.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I do whatever I can to avoid it. I say, oh, hello, and then I answer it with somebody else's name. It's never worked in the store. No, I've never done that. But I when it rings and I see a number I recognize, I don't, well, no, I shouldn't say that either.
Oh, no.
I just hide in the back. We'll just say that.
Corporate suicide on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
I don't work anywhere. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I mean, I was about to say I'm maybe the loudest, but Spencer might give me a run for my money, but I'm probably the most, like, not outgoing. The most, I guess, maybe in your face of the people in the store. So I tend to be the one, like, listen, man, we can't have you doing this. This isn't right. Yeah, so I understand that. I mean, every store needs it, too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And when we're starting out, you know, it becomes a place, like, we want a place where you can come out and hang out and play games, but as long as you're kind of playing games and doing things that are sort of related to the store, if you're just sitting here for 12 hours a day, spent 30 cents on cards, and it's like, well, I spend money here, so those are the types of people I've had to throw out before, and it's not good.
Yeah.
I don't usually like yelling at people either.
I actually had an almost exact situation where a guy would come in for 4 or 5 hours. I think we might have talked about this a little bit. But he'd come in and he wouldn't actually spend money, and he'd keep asking us for these trades that were so in his favor, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like what he wanted was more expensive than what we even sold what he was trying to get to us for,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I ended up finding because I'm not mean. I finally yelled at him. Like this had been like he'd been in like every day for 3 weeks for like 5 hours at a time, just being a nuisance.
Right.
And he spent maybe like $3 total and all of that, and just figuring out ways to trade. Yeah, so and I feel like that's something that is more of a new business thing.
Yeah.
Because once you're there for a while, I think people will look at it like, oh, they've been there for a while, probably not going to get away with anything like that there.
Right.
But that was I'm pretty sure within our first year that happened.
Yeah.
So
it's also establishing
better.
these rules that are not like laws, but like there's a no loitering rule here in the mall that we're in, but like we're usually very lenient, and that's
well, you
also
have to be because of what your store is.
Store, but also. We don't want to be that guy. We don't want to be that guy.
You want to have a comfortable environment for people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's also the soul crushing part of running a store.
And I mean, when you open your store, you have ideas for rules.
Yeah.
And some of them might just go completely out of the window after you open it, or some might need changed, or you might just get totally new ones. So there's nothing you can do until you're open to deal with that kind of thing. So it's understandable.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions for part owner Joey?
How did you get involved with the store?
I've known Kyle for how many years now? Maybe 4 years now.
Okay.
We lived together at one point, and we owned a business originally, and we made games. Actually, we made first we started with mobile apps, and then we made some PC games.
Yeah, I think Kyle, not on the podcast, but talked briefly about it a little bit.
We were not successful at all.
Okay.
That stuff is a lot harder than you think.
No, I believe that.
Yeah.
I definitely believe that. I mean, the indie gaming market now, especially, and even within the last 4 years, is
When you look at games like Flappy Bird or whatever, any of the games that are like 1,000 copies of, you go, well, I can make a game that's original, and people will like it, right?
They want.
They might
I
not
can
even find
choose
it
by tapping a button,
Right,
and it plays poorly.
Right. Or they might not find it at all. And so that was like our first business venture. That was like, okay, like we kind of we get what's it's harder than it looks. So then he started this store, and he just needed a fourth guy, and so he was like, hey, I trust you, and we've done business together. You kind of know what's up. Do you want to do this with me? I said, yeah, sure, no problem.
And a nice thing about that, basically now you're having a store for other people's games.
Yeah.
The nice thing about that is, and I think again he talked about like doing some production later. You almost have your own avenue for that kind of stuff now. To create not necessarily an app game, but like physical games, things like that. He's talked about like some of the ventures and things he's got coming up. So that's actually a nice thing too. You almost put your foot in the water. Like, okay, we can't just jump into this, and now you almost have like your foot in the door for that kind of thing, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions?
I don't have any. Do you?
I think we're good. Well, we thank you for being on.
Thank you very much.
I guess this concludes our War and Pieces section. So I guess we're going to get into bye internet. Say bye to Joey. We'll take that.
Okay.
All right.
Have a good day,
Thank
guys.
you very much. Okay, so I think we only have 2 segments.
Okay.
Really, after the, am I right?
For the most part.
Okay.
I do have something that I want to show you because it made me go.
Should we start with? Let's start with buyer's remorse.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna. This is not gonna be a weekly thing.
No.
This is gonna be an every once in a while thing.
I do have something for this section though as well.
Okay,
So-
awesome. I found something on eBay. We're gonna
Yes.
talk about comic books a little bit. The 7th issue of The Walking Dead is where Tony Moore was no longer part of it.
That is correct.
I found a Peruvian copy of issue number 7 signed by Tony Moore, which means some company got 1,000 of these together. It was like, hey, Tony Moore, remember how you only worked up to the 6th issue? Well, here's a 7th issue in Peruvian. Can you sign all these for us?
Now, if I do remember correctly, Tony Moore doesn't do a lot of conventions or anything like that, and the only place that you could actually get Spanish ones was from the San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So he would have actually signed this at a convention in America, and people would have brought this up to him and been like, oh.
Can you sign this
Can you sign
Peruvian
this?
copy of an issue you didn't work on?
Yes.
Which is ridiculous. And it was like $25-$30, but it had an OVO offer. And I was like, I kind of want to buy it, but I shouldn't be spending my money ironically because it's a terrible way to spend your money. So finally, Brad looks at me and goes, it's our best offer. What would you pay for this comic? This Walking Dead number 7 signed by Tony Moore, who stopped working at issue number 6, and it's in Peruvian. You can't read it anyway. I was like, I don't know, maybe I give like $15 if it's signed by Tony Moore. Yeah, $10-$15 less than the original offer. That guy took it.
And I'm here just saying, do it.
Yeah, and he's not helping us at all.
Do it.
So I didn't
Buy
get it in the mail yet, but I am now the proud owner of a Peruvian number 7 issue of The Walking Dead where Tony Moore doesn't work on it anymore, signed by Tony Moore.
You totally wanted it, too.
I did. I don't know. You shouldn't spend your money ironically, but maybe that's the most fun way to spend it. So every once in a while, we'll play this game and I'll lose $15 over something, or more, or less. We'll see.
We'll see if it happens. For me, I had something actually happen this week. I wasn't there for it, but I had ordered this comic that I've been waiting on. It's the variant edition of Batman Eternal #1. It's the 1 in 50 variant, and I was waiting for it to come in, and I didn't think anything of it. I was looking at the tracking and everything, and I saw that it was coming, but then I saw 2 shipping things on there, and I was like, what? Did I get double charged for something? Are they sending me 2? But then I was like, well, I won't worry about it. So I get a message the other day from the store saying, hey, you guys, hey, Brad, did you order something on eBay? Because there's something here that says it's for you, and there's nothing in the box. I was like, what?
Did you pay for shipping of nothing?
What ended up happening was we went back and we looked at the eBay messages, and the seller was like, hey, sorry, my associate sent out an empty box with the shipping on it.
Oh, so they accidentally sent you an empty nothing.
They sent me an empty box, but they sent it right behind, and I was like, well, I didn't have to pay for shipping in the first place.
Whatever, nothing's solved.
Yeah, but now I think it actually came today.
Oh, so, good on them, though, for being nice about it.
And I was like, okay, I can understand that, but my face would have just been the worst if I would have opened that box and there would have been nothing in there. That would have been terrible.
Okay, and that's buyer's remorse. Maybe we'll come up with a cool theme song or something. We'll get into our production value slowly here. We'll get into that. But yeah, that's I now am the proud owner of that whole thing that I said I'm the proud owner of, and probably shouldn't be, because don't spend your money ironically, kids.
I'm proud of it.
Now,
I'm very proud of it.
We're gonna preface this next segment in a very specific way.
Yes.
We try not to swear on our podcast.
Never.
And I think I said hell once or something like that. I said it again. We're going off the air. No. But we're a video game podcast.
Yes. So we have to cover video games.
And some of them are rated M.
All the time.
Many of them are rated M.
You know what? That's actually something that we could talk about sometime, how there's just been a shift from either E-rated games to M-rated games.
Everything's rated M now.
There's no teen anymore.
But that'll be next week.
Yes.
Which we have some cool news for next week. But
that'll be Thursday.
That at the end of that.
Because we're having a double cast this week.
Yeah,
so.
double cast this week since I was sick. I am sick, but was more sick then. Thursday, we're going to have some really cool stuff, but we'll talk about that then.
Yeah.
This new segment, I like to call This Is a Thing.
This is a thing.
Let me get this thing out of my backpack.
There's a thing in his backpack. Do we want to see it?
This.
We will see it.
Is a game called Conception 2.
Wait, here, hold it back a little bit. I think we can get it in this
yes.
beautiful...
Oh.
There we go.
Conception 2. We're going to interview her. No.
Hello, I'm Conception 2.
Okay, as you can see, lots of cutesy anime things happening on the front of that.
Yes.
Let me tell you about this game.
He is going to talk about this game right now.
This is the thing.
I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy this.
Plays a lot like a Persona game, I guess.
Oh, Persona, good series, right?
Yeah, great series.
Yeah.
Persona's done weird things, like you have to shoot yourself in the head to, like, cast magic and stuff like that. But
it happens.
you are, in this game, something called God's Gift. And there are 7 women whose star wombs you need to fill with ether to have star children. So it's called Conception. There's this adorable song when you have these star children. It's like, congratulations for your new arrival. Like super bad, like all the R's or W's. It's terrifying. There's these 7 women, and you have like the typical like, they call it tsundere, like anime, like she's super grumpy and she opens up her heart to you, things like that. The first to have stronger children, you need to have stronger bonds, which is measured with smiley faces. Okay. They'll start off with like a frown, and they'll go in there, and then they get like an indifferent, like just line and 2 eyes, and they start turning into like smiley faces. The first time you do this, she's not smiling, and she's not really into it, which implies she's not super consenting about this. And that happens on multiple occasions, and you have to raise an army of children to fight off evil. And it starts off with hand-holding, but only gets worse from there.
Of course it does. Of course.
And never hold hands with a girl, because then you might have star children.
Now here's my real question.
Let me tell you, I have 27 star children in this
gosh.
game. I've done nothing but play this game all weekend.
Here's my real question. Okay, it is called Conception 2. That must mean there's a first
There
one.
is, and apparently it wasn't very good.
Okay.
You're a student, and they imply many, many, many times that the ages are like 15 to 17 in this game, including yours. They imply that repeatedly, being like, at one point they're like, oh, this thing happened, but you wouldn't know that because it happened 18 years ago. Like, they go out of your way to tell you this. It has like every terrible like anime like girl trope. It's misogynistic. It's awful. But here's the worst part about the game. It's really not bad. It is actually like the gameplay itself is pretty fun. The battle mechanics I really like the way they work, and it just oh my god no. Anyway, I guess let's get down to it.
Let's get let's get to my favorite part about the game.
What is your favorite part?
The jiggle mechanic.
Oh yeah, yeah. Narika, the really 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 shy girl who you have to open up. They constantly reference her assets.
You have to open her up.
Yeah. Okay. Her star womb.
All
so you
right.
can put your ether in it.
Yes.
Ah, God, this is terrible.
Hey, this game is gonna ruin it for anybody that
the thing
plays.
is, I'm not even being like super gross.
No.
I mean I am, but like it's not. I'm saying things after this game.
Play this game and try to play a game with ether in it.
Yeah, and
ever
it's
again.
ruined forever. Oh, I drank a bottle of ether. Ooh, gross.
Yeah.
It's not a bad game.
Icky.
Now, this is not the worst thing I've ever seen come out of Japan.
Yes.
By a lot. But it's just, it's for the 3DS, and I guess the biggest surprise to me is that Atlas was like, yeah, I think America will totally dig that. Let's localize it. And they did.
What?
But here's the crazy part about it.
Yeah.
It did do really well.
Yeah.
In our area. At least in our area. I work at CIB. I did not get it the day. I was going to get it the day it came out, and then I have to just say, oh, I'll get it tomorrow. We were sold out by the time I got it the next day, okay? I go to our local GameStop. I want to play this game because Trevor told me about it. I'm like, that sounds awful and disgusting. I need to play it.
Yes.
They're sold out. Okay, do any of your other stores have it? Maybe I have to make a quick trip to Lidditz, which is 20 minutes away, whatever. And Lancaster, half hour, 35 minutes away. Nobody's got this game. And the only reason it did so well is because, I mean, Square realized that with Bravely Default, everybody wants to play JRPGs.
Yeah. Which was a decent game.
Which, yeah, I like it. I'm like halfway through this point. It's a lot of fun. But I think everybody just wanted a JRPG so bad that, like, even this, like, crazy mechanic of how you raise your army, which is by conception your army.
Yes.
it was enough, and people were like, "Yeah, we need this." So let's get down to it. I'm like 4 hours into this, if not more. I give it like an 8.5 out of 10. It's disgusting and horrible as it is. Like I said,
let's rate this. I can give it a rating. I love it. It's amazing. It's everything I need from a game.
Terrible and awful as it is, it's a lot of fun. It's a good, like, Persona style RPG. Also, the 3D in it.
Yeah.
A lot of it, like a lot of the conversations will happen in 2D until you start getting close, then they'll show in 3D and jiggle things happen and whatever. But the 3D, like when you go through labyrinths to shut them down so monsters not coming out, 3D is beautiful, actually. It's actually really, really, really well done. You'll see frame rate drops, anything like that. Looks great. Yeah, man, it makes you feel gross, but it's a really good game. So if you're looking for a new JRPG and you've already beaten Bravely Default, and you have a 3DS or a Vita, and an open mind.
Yeah. You think about it, maybe.
Yeah.
Try new things.
Maybe do something new. So that is also, if you get it from some places, they have this really cool like extended box that actually comes with the soundtrack, which is horrible in the best way. Like it's so like poppy and like candy, but like saying things like congratulations on your new arrival.
There you go.
It's oh my god. Anyway, if you're looking for something fun and new, it's definitely something to try out.
So to jump on that, not the game or them or the women or whatever, that was probably not the best way to say
That's
that.
not how you should have transitioned. Now.
Nintendo, I would like to congratulate them and wish them a happy birthday to the original Game Boy that came out today, 25 years ago. So congratulations on that success. Don't know where your success is going from here, but
well, I mean, the 3DS is super successful. I mean, you know, they might. It's not that Nintendo consoles are bad anymore, but they might not do as well. But they will. Well, at least not in America. But they will always be able to ride. I think at this point, they've clearly showed their domination in the market as far as handheld goes.
And Travis, I feel like we're coming to the end here.
Yeah.
But I did want to show you something that I found this morning.
Oh no.
And I just want to pull it up. I'll pull it up on the screen and play it for you guys so you can all see it. But Travis, I want to talk about this for just a minute, and then we'll hear your thoughts on it.
Oh no.
Edition 2.0.
Did I just talk about this? Did we talk about that on the podcast, or was I just talking at one point when I said, now that I said with the Marvel acquisition, or the Disney acquisition of Marvel, I said, are they going to bring that into the world?
I think you might have mentioned that. But here's the thing. I was reading the article, and the article said that it hasn't even been a year since this game has come out.
Pretty recent. Disney Infinity, if you didn't know, is the Skylanders type. You get figures, put them on a thing, and they go into the game that you have on the screen.
Disney Infinity has done 600 million in sales around the world.
I don't actually think I realized it picked up that well. Well, maybe Europe, I bet.
Japan, actually.
Really?
Where there is also a mobile version of the game, which is highly successful.
Wow.
So, not even a year, we're seeing an updated version of the game, which, I mean, I guess it's fair to say that Skylanders was close to that.
Skylanders updated when it came to Swap Force just because they had to make new portals for the swapping mechanics.
Right. So the fact that now we're hitting into the new market that Disney has recently acquired, Marvel, we're going to get superheroes into the game.
And, I mean, the Avengers universe is huge. Brad and I would actually say half of our conversations that we have now outside are about the Marvel, movie universe anymore. And arguing and agreeing and talking about things.
Yeah.
But maybe someday we'll have a full podcast. It'll probably be like 3 hours solely dedicated to us arguing about that. That's not today.
Yes.
But
I didn't, when we talked about this over the summer last year, thinking about what kind of success this would have, and I don't think it comes near to what this has actually done with $600 million.
We're like, yeah, they'll probably pick up, because Skylanders is big and Disney's big, and they'll probably do something, but it's
nearly unmatched.
Yeah.
But does this extend? Does this extend farther? Will it do better? I mean, there's been updates where they've added new levels, new games, all that kind of stuff within your own within the game that you purchased.
Yep.
But is this going to be bigger than it is? I don't know.
Honestly, with Marvel, that's their chance to do it. If they're going to do it, I think that's will have them take off.
So I didn't know that there was such a market for something like this. But I guess there is, even though I have one. But I enjoyed playing it. So
yeah,
but
well, okay.
That's why
let's
I
talk a little about what's going to happen on Thursday. This is kind of our bonus cast since I was sick. This will be pretty news heavy, actually. If you didn't know, PAX, which is the Penny Arcade Expo, happened last weekend.
Yes.
We had some friends that went. Some friends from other podcasts, like Enter the Critic, which deals with movies, and Ninja which is a awesome this or that kind of podcast.
Yes.
Actually did some correspondence for us and did some reporting from on the scene. So we'll actually have that video for you. We'll be able to talk a little about PAX and some things that they saw and things that we saw. Mm-hmm. And that's actually probably what I'm most excited for. And maybe we'll even see if we can just maybe we get like one or two of those guys on just to really quickly even talk about PAX if they have time for that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be news heavy probably. There's probably a lot we're going to be able to talk about as far as what's going on because obviously we missed a week and then this is more of we were talking about a new business owner. So I was very excited for this podcast and today I think it went better than I could have possibly expected it and I'm just as excited for next week then.
Yeah.
So I'm Travis. I got my name wrong in the beginning and it wasn't even on purpose. That's about how good I feel today.
And I'm Brad. And I feel great. Hey, I'm getting new glasses today, so I'm very excited about that.
He's super amped up on that. He's been talking about it all day. In fact, I don't know if you could hear it. He keeps saying glasses under his breath. Yeah, like when I'm talking, it's really weird. But that is all we have for this Monday.
Have a good week.